So this has been doing a bulk ferment all day long. It's not sticky. You can see some of the bubbles here, and it's kind of jiggly. That's how you kind of know, and it will kind of pulls away from the side pretty easy. So that's kind of what a bulk ferment looks like when it's done, and the dough has doubled in size from where we started earlier today. So now we're gonna take a tiny bit of flour and put it out on the counter, and then we're just gonna let this come out, and it will just kind of pull out like that, and I don't have to do anything. Mine sticks to the bottom, especially when it's on the heating pad. So then you're gonna do what we call laminate the dough. So we're gonna just kind of stretch and pull it into a big rectangle. You want to kind of be mindful of your big air pockets. You don't necessarily want to pop them, but you just want to stretch it without having your bread tear. And just kind of lay it out like this and keep going. And just keep pulling until you get kind of a big square rectangle thing. And then you're gonna fold one side, then the other side, and then we're just going to roll it like a burrito, pull it toward me. And then I just kind of tuck all my edges in, and then we're gonna do a kind of roll and shape. This provides tension on the top of your dough. Tuck your edges, roll, tuck, roll, tuck. And I just do this to keep building tension on the top of that ball. You want to keep building the tension, but you don't want to do it to the point you tear the top. So we keep doing this, and we're just going to make this nice little tight round ball. Once the little tight ball is to my liking, then I will just take my existing bowl, lay it over the top, and we're just gonna let it rest for about 30 minutes. Okay, so we've been sitting here, it's relaxed, you can see it's kind of flattened out. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna, it's not gonna go into a square as easy this time. That's good. So you're just gonna gently pull it. And I kind of get down in the middle to try to pull it out. And we didn't get very far, but that's okay. Make it into a burrito. And we're gonna just do that. Roll it, and just like before, we're gonna create some tension on the top here. When I got my tension where I want it, I'm gonna get my Banneton, my bench scraper. I'm gonna pick it up and flip it upside down in my Banneton. We're gonna let it sit here, but we're gonna just kind of stitch the top together. So we don't have any holes. Some people wait to do this, and yes, it's a little easier once it's sat and relaxed a tiny bit, but I don't want to, so I'm doing it now. So there it is. And then I take a shower cap and go over the top, and I put it in the fridge to cold proof overnight. So we're getting ready to bake that loaf that I pulled out of the fridge. I've let it come to temp for maybe an hour or so. I don't know. You don't have to do that. I just pull it out, let it sit on the counter so it's not frigid out straight out of the fridge before I bake it. My cast iron Dutch oven, not cast iron, just the Dutch oven, has been preheating in a 450 degree oven for about last half hour or so. So I'm gonna pull that out, and then we'll score the bread and we'll show you how to do this. I use these slings. They're silicone. If you don't have these, use parchment paper. There's nothing that says you have to have these. For me, it's just easier. So I grab my bread out of the fridge, put this over the top like so, and then I'm gonna just flip it upside down, and then I'm just gonna pull that off. We have a beautiful round shape. We're going to, some people use rice flour. I'm too cheap. I don't buy rice flour. I just use my bread flour, sprinkle it around the top, and I just do a nice little rub down of it, like so. You're gonna wanna take your bread loam, or you can use a knife, a very sharp knife. It doesn't matter. Again, this came in the kit that I purchased. You're gonna wanna do one big score around the side. This shows, I guess, where, like, how the bread is going, like where it can expand out of. Otherwise, your bread just kind of all over the place. So you do a nice big deep score around the side. And if you want to be creative, you just can put some other little scores along the top, not as deep. And this is just, these on top are just simply decorative, but you're going to want to do that great big score around the side. Now we're going to go get our Dutch oven. So we're going to grab my Dutch oven out of here, bring it up, obviously, lid off, pick up my sides of my sling like so, and we're just going to lower this puppy right in here with the edges sticking out. I always put a cookie sheet on the lower rack, and this I have found prevents the bottom of my bread from burning. So we're going to leave that in a 450 degree oven. We're going to give it about 30 minutes, and then we'll take the lid off, and we're going to do another about 10 to 15 minutes after that, and we'll show you what it looks like.